What up, everybody? I'm your host, JP, and this is my co-host, Josh.
Hey everybody.
And welcome back to another episode of the FIlmBros podcast. We're back, okay, right before the holidays,
Right.
mind you. We had some big things to happen over this past couple weeks. I am now in Texas, while my brother is in California. So
Yeah.
we are doing things differently from here on out. We're going to be doing things through Zoom remotely, except for times when obviously family members come through to visit. Obviously, Josh is going to be doing that. But for now, we're going to be separated through Zoom,
Yeah.
and this is going to be our first Zoom attempt. And then we're gonna, well, not our first Zoom attempt. We've done it with guests and stuff like that, but we'll be doing this way,
Continuing
and
continuing the podcast like this is gonna be crazy.
yeah,
And now they
it's
get in our
gonna,
faces. Look at that.
and we'll be able to, how do you say, improve the quality as time goes on, depending on what we need to do, shift things here and there.
Exactly.
um I'm excited. I'm excited to talk to you again, man, and
Yeah, I
see
know.
you.
It's
This
been
stuff is
it
great.
feels like it's
It's
been
not,
crazy 2 weeks.
I know it's not across the room like before, but
Same
close enough.
vibes. Same vibes.
Close enough. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Obviously, we've missed some stuff. We've had some pre-recorded stuff put out. Halloween just passed and all that. Uh, I feel like I missed out on a lot of stuff because well, obviously I was going through a move and whatnot, but now we can go ahead and just nail everything because there's a few topics that we're gonna have to go back in time for, and then come back to the future, and then back in time, and then back to the future. So
Yeah.
we'll go ahead and we'll just run it all through. First things first, though, Josh, we're gonna go through the conspiracy theory that is Zack Snyder's Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah, so a lot of people have been seeing his posts, right? We've been seeing it as well. We saw the Batman post that he decided to do. He's done some Rorschach um pictures. He's done a lot of his new film, The Last Photograph, which I believe that one already finished its
It's wrapped up.
production. Yeah, it's already wrapped up. He's gonna be gearing up to go to his UFC movie, the UFC movie that he's gonna be making. But in the midst of all that, he just wanted to make sure to set not only Twitter, but basically everybody who's involved within the DCU and DCEU and DC Studios, anybody who's a DC fan, he just wants to throw what is it, a wrench in the cog, and just say, hey, we're gonna go ahead and post my stuff. So he's done lately pictures of Henry Cavill. We've seen pictures of Jared Leto, but one picture in particular
Right.
has been getting a lot of people talking, and it's this one right here. A lot of people are like, wow, he's just been holding this one in the cut. This one's creepy or whatever. But a lot of people are pointing to the two fingers right here, right? A lot of it is speculation saying, like, oh, this is him kind of saying Justice League Part 2, that this is going to
Oh my
be his
gosh.
continuation, blah, 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 blah. All because Jared Leto's doing the peace sign with the creepy face. I don't know. Do you have
I
anything to say about that? And I mean, how much validity does it have?
I've never heard such more speculation. It's just a peace sign.
I- Have you ever seen somebody reach so high?
Yeah, that's crazy. They're reaching like
Go.
I've never seen anybody reach like high levels of fucking copium. It's crazy. If they had greenlit a part two and this was like the tease, it'd be different. But this is clearly just a peace sign.
Well, a lot of people, maybe the reach isn't there. We're gonna have a little bit of conversation of what Warner Brothers is doing right now with DC Studios, Warner Brothers Discovery. Um, you know, Tom Cruise's flagship Skydance trying to really jam their way up in there. All these crazy things are happening. And we all know we follow the money and where the likes are and whatever. And let's just say, I don't want to be the guy to say, but I'm gonna be the guy. His pictures have been causing more buzz than anything James Gunn has put out lately. Like, I'm not even trying to be that man, but like everything, like, we've seen reaching happen. We've seen people be like, the likes on his Instagram page, which he just joined not even like 2 months ago, are just skyrocketing because everybody just loves this stuff. And I mean, I've seen posts compare between the DCU talk and the DCU talk, or whatever you want to call it, the Snyderverse or whatever. And th- I mean, the it looks like the demand is there, and I think Zack Snyder knows that the demand is there. And with the whole acquisition and everything happening right now, I mean, there could be a possibility that it might come back. I don't know. I don't want to be the guy to reach, but it sounds like there's just too many dots connecting to the point where you can't say no, and it can't rule it out 100%, I think.
I think the hype is there. I just don't know. I don't think we're gonna be seeing it for a while. If that's the case.
I don't think so either. I think it's gonna be a minute before we even hear anything. Obviously, like I said, we're gonna talk about like the bidders and all that stuff that are in the middle of this like acquisition for Warner Brothers and the Warner Brothers Discovery in the long run.
Yeah,
Um, but for now, I mean, you're not. Did this not ignite the flame for Justice League Part Two and possibly a Part Three?
I think the fans know, and if DC is smart, which I mean they pretty much aren't, they would follow the money and the fans. But we're just gonna wait for the developing story.
You know they're gonna just be like, but let's reboot again. They're gonna be like,
Let's
we
just
just gotta reboot it
start
again.
over. Let's just
Start
start
all
over.
over. Yeah, I know we just did it, but we gotta start all over again. I don't know, man. A lot of reaching is happening, but I don't know. I can't say. I mean, let's just go down the rabbit hole real quick before we move topics. But let's say it does happen. Let's say Justice League Part Two is greenlit.
Yeah,
Are we really gonna get the whole cast? Nah, not
probably
because
not.
I don't know. Um, what would be the best route? Maybe like an animated style.
If
Maybe
they
like
can bring everybody back to voice act and then do it with good animation, I think that would be satisfying. But
what would
because all the actors are getting older already.
what would be good animation?
Like the old DC uh U movies, like the Flashpoint one, like I think that's pretty good animation. Or if they
Mm.
take a note out of like Spider-Verse animation, that could be cool. Um Take Up Demon Hunters has good animation. Like, if they were to just steal from Sony, I think it would be all right.
If Sony Animation is the one who just does the work for them, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah, I could see that. I could. You could actually do a lot with like I would say maybe like that. What is it? The Dark Knight Rises kind of animation? Is that more like Flashpoint 2?
Yeah. That one's kind of like that. That one's more detailed. Or that one, or like arcane animation, that could be cool. Like take the
Like
3D the 3D
3D?
figure. Yeah, that could be cool.
Okay. All right. Different fruit for thought, I guess, if we're
They
gonna go ahead and
they just
indulge in this
they just gotta
reach.
they gotta ditch that 2D animation. That's just ass.
We're past 2Ds.
Yeah, yeah.
We need 3Ds.
The reboot animation for the movies that they got right now, it sucks. Like
Oh
unwatchable,
yeah,
unwatchable.
the new um what is it? Like the new animation timeline or whatever
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, no,
Mm-hmm.
that what a downgrade that was when I seen that too. Because I haven't even watched any of them ever since. Yeah.
Yeah, because I only saw the Superman of Tomorrow or something like that. Where and
Mm.
then but the, and this is the whole universe where they were hyping up fucking Jensen Ackles Batman and stuff. It's like no, the animation sucks. I don't want to watch this.
The animation completely sucks. So we yeah, no, we can't be doing that stuff. But let us know what you guys think. How would you guys want the Snyderverse to continue if it does continue? Is this drawing the hype for everybody? I mean, I've seen a lot of like real DC fans shit their pants when they started seeing this stuff. So I mean, maybe we need to disregard the real DC fans and actually focus on what is it, the fans of the art that's being promoted and like
Yeah,
general audiences, because it sounds like the general audiences are taking more to whatever Zack Snyder was doing than what the DCU has been doing as of lately. That's just my opinion.
the
But
money don't lie. The money don't lie. Man.
the money does not lie. But moving on, though, moving on, Josh. Quick stop here. K-pop Demon Hunters. You just spoke about them. Animated movie that just took the world by storm. They're also going ahead and having another re-release in theaters for a sing-along version. I know that you already got your tickets for that,
That's right.
obviously.
Absolute
Um,
absolute cinema.
And and then as soon as that was kind of announced, a couple weeks later, K-pop Demon Hunters 2 has been announced. It's going to be in production pretty soon, releasing on Netflix by 2029. A few years away to get a sequel to, what I think was like a crazy phenomenon. But then
Right.
again, we're still waiting on Beyond the Spider-Verse as well. So
Exactly. I is this kind of a long wait, obviously, but if animation takes time and the story is gonna be good, I guess we could have another like Incredibles 2 on our hands. It's okay. Will it be as good?
did you just say in Incredibles 2?
Yeah.
Sir, I'm not waiting 16 years for K-pop Demon Hunters,
I'm
okay?
not saying six. I'm saying in the like the way they took long to make it work. This one needs just a good enough time to make it work. Also,
One thing that it got me super hyped about too is that Netflix and Sony are going to be working on this together. One thing that really had me kind of like worried about a sequel was like, oh, Netflix had bought this movie already pre-made, right? Sony Animation did all the animating for this film and everything. They had a finished product. Sony had zero faith in the project, and then they handed it to Netflix, and then it became this smash hit. Um, Now Netflix had the rights for it and all that stuff to make a sequel, but they didn't have Sony Animation to do that, and that's why I think this kind of announcement took a long time to kind of do because they needed to get Sony on board to have that same feel, and it sounds like they wound up getting it done. They're gonna be Sony Animation is gonna go ahead and do that for them while Netflix is the one who's gonna be putting out this movie. I wonder how much the split is. It doesn't say what the split is, not like how, when Spider-Man was announced to be with the MCU and whatnot, but I'm at least excited to see Sony Animation saying, all right, we're gonna go ahead and make this deal and make this movie happen for the fans, basically.
yeah, I think you're probably right. It took a good partnership because this was just an unexpected banger, and Sony was probably, Sony, they're always gonna be like, well, we want, cash, we want all these things, and Netflix is just gonna have to be like, okay, fine, but put it on a platform, and they're like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Sony ain't walking away.
Well,
Sony ain't not walking away without a bag.
after they dropped off what they thought was a dud bomb, right? They were just like, "Hey, this shit's not gonna blow. Hold this for me.
And it
This is
fucking
not
blew
gonna
up.
blow." And Netflix was like, "Actually, you gave us an atomic bomb. Holy shit. We're re-releasing this movie." And a lot of kids are singing along. I think Mattel basically put out a let me see if I could pull it up. I think Mattel put out a lineup of K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh yeah, the Barbies, K-pop Demon Hunter Barbies. I think I saw it.
Did you see them? Let
Yeah,
me see.
yeah,
Oh yeah, right here. Very,
crazy.
very, very nice dolls. Look, they're cashing in on the. Are you copping? Are you copping
No,
a Zoe,
that's crazy. No,
a Rumi?
no. I think it stops at Fortnite. I'm not gonna lie.
It stops at
It
Fortnite.
stops
Yeah.
at Fortnite.
Did you see? There was We're gonna talk about it right now, but David Harbour was like on the red carpet for the Stranger Things premiere, and some kid was like, "I mean, your Fortnite skin," and they were just like going crazy about a victory royale. This is basically the same thing with K-pop
It's
Demon
the same
Hunters.
thing.
Yeah, you know what? If they do another collab with Fortnite, we need more skins though. We can't just have the original. I was hoping we were gonna get the
I think
black suit and stuff.
I think they said that they would, that they are, or leakers leaking and whatnot. But I think they said that
Hmm.
they're gonna do it around two, but they're gonna do like the song Golden and all that stuff. So we'll have
I
to
hope
wait
so.
and see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters Part 2 is gonna be coming out 2029. It took a while after like the explosion that it was. I was assuming it was gonna be, but like I said, Sony Animation had to make a deal, and they made that deal. So if you guys are excited for a K-pop Demon Hunters Part 2, hey, here it comes. I just don't know, you know, usually to me, the songs don't usually carry over to the second one, right? Like you could make a banger, which I think with the first part, I think the banger was free, right? Free. Yeah,
Hey,
that shit went hard.
Golden, Golden went to the
Nah, not
radio.
Golden.
It went
That
to
one
the
was too.
radio.
Yeah, but Golden was that one like it's overstimulating sometimes.
Oh my goodness.
I think it would be free and maybe what's the other one? Idol.
That was good.
Idol's good.
That was a good one.
Idol's a good one. Let us know what you guys think. Which ones are your favorite songs? But yeah, I do think that if they do make a second part, can they make another smash hit? Can they do another global hit? I don't know. Catching lightning in a bottle twice is pretty hard.
Yeah,
So, well, I don't
and
think Lin Manuel Miranda was even able to do something like that.
I, he doesn't make generational runs. It's different.
Yeah, but
He doesn't
for
make
first
sequels.
parts,
He doesn't make sequels, but he makes generational runs. That's the thing. He
he
has
does make
time.
sequels. Didn't he do Moana too? He's
No, no, they couldn't get him. That's why it was trash.
That's why, because he can't. He knows his limitations.
No, it's because he's working on the next product. While they're trying to look back and make a sequel, he's like, I don't even. What do I need that for? I'm already on this.
I'm already on the next wave. All right. Let us know what you guys think. K-pop Demon Hunter is going to be coming pretty soon, 2029. It's going to be rivaling a different movie coming out that we will discuss in a little bit. But Josh, let's go ahead and get into the massive T. Stranger Things, Millie Bobby Brown and apparently David Harbour have been in a spat since I got conflicting reports. Some people said it was like before the filming of the last episode, which was I'm guessing is that hour-long one that's going to be in theaters and stuff like that.
Oh my
Um
gosh.
and or the final season of the show in general. Conflicting reports, so I can't really take I can't really pick a side on whatever it is, but maybe we could read into it and try to pinpoint it down.
All right.
So apparently in the fifth and final season, according to the Daily Mail, Brown filed a claim against her on-screen adopted father before the new episodes were filmed. It says Harbor is said to have faced an internal inquiry following Brown's complaints, although the publication notes there were no claims of sexual impropriety. A source told the newspaper Millie Bobby Brown filed a harassment and bullying claim before they started shooting the last season. There were pages and pages of accusations, quote unquote, pages and pages of accusations. The investigation went on for months. Netflix has so far declined to comment on any investigation, and the newspaper reported that the outcome of the inquiry is still unknown. So we don't know why she filed these claims, but apparently there's pages and pages of it. Um, and a lot of people came out and they were like, man, I mean, is this really true? The Daily Mail reported on it, but multiple news outlets decided to pick up on it as well. I mean, do you think there's any validity behind these claims, especially with no really like solid? I mean, I guess it's supposed to be confidential, but there's not no solid word on what he did, I guess.
No, it's just harassment and bullying. I don't believe it. I thought I read somewhere that this was false. I'm not too sure, but
They said it was false at first, but then a lot of media outlets picked up on it. So
oh,
that's where I was like, that's kind of weird. And then the following thing that kind of made me think it's not so fake after all was the red carpet premiere, and that's what I was basically waiting on. And I'm gonna let you see these videos and you tell me what you think about them. All right. So here's video number one. This is David Arbor and Millie Bobby Brown on the red carpet. A lot of these clips, you're gonna see that David Arbor and Millie Bobby Brown are very much close by. Um,
right.
if you know, after a report comes out saying that, and then you see them close by, to me it seems a little planted. But let's check out this one real quick. There's a little announcement in this one as well, so you can kind of hear it.
Things hit the red carpet to celebrate the final season of the hugely popular Netflix series. Stars Millie Bobby Brown and David Harbour share a hearty laugh. They seem to be pretty relaxed in each other's company and also pose for photos together. People are saying, well, that's sort of strange, because earlier this week, published reports claimed 21-year-old Millie filed a harassment and bullying claim before filming on season 5 started, with pages and pages of accusations against 50-year-old Harbour, who plays her dad on the show.
I can fight.
A lot of people are saying that I'm gonna just mute it, but if you just look at their body language, that apparently it's overkill, that they're obviously trying to show fate, or trying to show a little bit more that they're unified and together and whatnot. And I mean, I can't help to think that that's kind of what's happening because of the fact of like there's so many, like it seems like they were front and center, and even Netflix posting out of everything that they could have posted, they've posted Stranger Things and blah 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 blah. They just post them laughing, goofing off, whatever, whatever, trying to show that this is big happy family. But obviously we know that where there's a big happy family, there's usually some cracks underneath sometimes. So I mean, I don't know, what do you think about all this? Some people are saying that this is overkill.
They could they could be acting, but I don't know. Like I don't want to believe it. I think it's probably false still. I think when one news outlet does it, it's obviously going to be popular to run with the same story. Like accusations, but like no one's spoken to a lawyer, no one's spoken to anybody. With Jonathan Majors and something like that, we heard everything around that, right? But we're just getting pages and pages of accusations. I don't know. I don't know if I believe it. But they could be acting. Like for devil's advocate's sake, they could be acting.
Mm. For me, I think some of the over exaggerated body language, because I mean, if you even look at a couple of there was a couple of times where let me see right here. Maybe there's one on this thing. Because with her other co-stars, she didn't seem to be as, I mean, she was friendly, but look, even here, I mean, I don't know. Something tells me that she's acting.
And Millie right here. Millie.
A lot of people really ran with it, and then you have pictures like this, and it's like, I mean, where is she? Where are the pictures and the videos of her with other co-stars? Why is the main ones that are popping up? Obviously, we know that this is probably the topic of conversation, but
Right. Netflix,
as a PR move,
they
why
gotta
are you putting
be
them to front and center
they
instead
gotta
of just
be
making it seem as natural as possible?
exactly. They gotta be front and center if they're trying to push for unity. They're gonna be like, hey, just act like you're supposed to.
Yeah, exactly. Act, act, and that's where I'm like, okay, if they resolved it behind the scenes and they're like, okay, we could put our differences to the side and just do that, fine. But I don't think that out of everybody, I don't think Millie Bobby Brown's over it.
I don't know.
I think David Arbor, he's cool. I think he's like, yeah, cool. All right, we're moving on. But I don't know. A lot of her body languages tells me she's not over it, and she has to put up this face.
Maybe I can see some reason for that. Like I can't totally deny it. I'm just not too sure.
Just not.
If that's the case, and this is the acting they're bringing to the show, we gotta log in for it. That's all. I say.
We got to watch Stranger Things season 5 because apparently there's gonna be some kind of spat. What if we get like a, what is it? Was it? It was a Fast 8, right? With like The Rock and Vin Diesel, they just refuse to want to be in the same screen together. So we're gonna see a lot of cuts in between them two.
They're just like 11 is far away from David Arbor.
11 has some issues that they need to be worked out a little bit. So
Apparently, Hopper is bullying her.
we'll
That's
have to
crazy.
wait and see if more things come out about it. Like I said, as of right now, there hasn't been too many reports, just pages and pages of accusations, and then right after that, Netflix is like, "Oh, at the premiere, let's go ahead and put them front and center. They're gonna be seeing each other. They're gonna be
Yeah,
talking to each other. They're gonna be laughing. They're gonna be blah 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 blah." But like I said, where's the videos of her with the other co-stars? Where are the videos of them laughing together, all as a group or whatever? It's just them two. Even right here in this picture, they're literally surrounded by other people, and they're just focused on each other. So it's like, why would they? I don't know. As a PR move, it just sounded like they said, "Hey, y'all need to lock in together," and it's like they took it and ran with it, and it just seems a little off for me. But I don't know. Let us know what you guys think. Check out the YouTube videos. There's a lot of clips on Twitter. I don't know if the claims are true. There hasn't been any more to follow that. Apparently, people went digging, but this seems like a lot of personal stuff. And if this is the last season, this might be just an incident in the rearview window for Millie Bobby Brown, because this is it. They're gonna be on their own way.
Bigger and better things,
Yeah.
as they say.
If we hear like what 12 or 20 years down the road, and they're just like, oh, Millie Bobby Brown's like, yeah, I talked to everybody except for David Arbor. It's like, I
When
wonder why.
when the reunion is it's time to call on to, they're just like, maybe David can't make it.
When the NDA expires, they'll talk about it for sure.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait for that. Let us know what you guys think. Josh, we have one last stop with legal troubles, and then we'll go ahead into the whole accusation stuff. Baldoni. This is something that we've talked about multiple times, but I kind of left it to the wayside because, reports come in left and right, things were getting scrambled up.
Was
But
marinating.
yeah, but one thing that decided to happen after it marinated was Baldoni basically losing, right? And a lot of people came out and were like, "Man, this is not making big headlines." A lot of, when the truth comes out, it's always silent, but when the lies are above the, it's always loud or whatever. But Justin Baldoni seems to have lost his $4 million countersuit against Blake Lively, all because he just did not file the amended complaint that the judge was asking for before the deadline had arrived. Um, Blake Lively went on Instagram to celebrate this, but Justin Baldoni had to do an amended complaint by October 17th. And he just did not make that deadline for whatever reason. Like I said, while Blake Lively is on Instagram basically advocating and saying that she fought for multiple people,
Yeah.
so people wouldn't be lied on their name. I guess a quick recap: Blake Lively is was suing Justin Baldoni because of some inappropriate things on set, and Baldoni was saying, actually, she was trying to strong arm the whole production, and Ryan Reynolds came in, and there was all this extra spat that basically happened, and yeah, he was fighting for his life while she was trying to sue him for I guess it was bad conduct on set or
Yeah.
whatever, or not or whatever. It's serious accusations if it's true.
Arrested
But
for that.
yeah. But right now, Baldoni's lawyer came out and said that they are absolutely going to appeal the decision, that her declaration of victory is false, and that they are going to basically regroup and basically attack it again. One thing that they could not use was California's law to use what would be Lively sexual harassment allegations as they wanted to basically shoo that away, but California law says that it's protected, so they can't shoo it away. And that's what I'm assuming that's what led to the amended complaint not being able to be filed, and they just wanted to appeal to basically stop and regroup. So I don't think that this is a complete victory for Blake Lively. I just think that this is a pause in the saga while certain courts get things in order, while Baldoni gets his lawyers to figure out a different route there. As of right now, he lost though. He lost. I don't think it's the end, but as of right now, he's lost.
Well, because he filed the countersuit because of defamation, right?
Yeah, defamation because of the fact that she said that he did X, Y, and Z,
Yeah.
and he's like, I'm not. I didn't do any of that stuff, even though
All
there was
the
videos.
yeah, and they were trying to do the new LA Times or whatever for printing
Yeah.
it out. I remember for the most part. It ain't been a minute. Um, no, first L for Baldoni. Maybe more W's to come for Blake. We don't know.
I think this one has been an unfortunate beatdown for Baldoni's part. Yeah, and I say unfortunate because I like to see fair fights when it comes to this kind of stuff, and having Ryan Reynolds and basically different people from their production company basically punching at him, and he has to defend himself. It doesn't feel like as a fair of a fight as it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Then again, I guess legal court cases aren't necessarily fair fights. But I do think that him wanting to appeal most definitely says that this isn't over, and he's basically. I just think he's just trying to figure out his next approach because of the fact that he can't use certain tactics that he was hoping to use.
Right. Especially if Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively got their whole, covered. It'll be harder for him.
Yeah, basically. Especially like I said, I think on set, uh, Baldoni according to Lively, Baldoni was asking for a lot of things, but according to Baldoni, her husband and their production company was trying to strong arm the production. So, I mean, what's real there? I don't know. Um, we're just gonna have to wait and see. As of right now, though, Baldoni has lost. Blake Lively is going on her victory lap right now, just to basically say, "Hey, I did this for all women to stand up for if there's something's happening to them, to go ahead and speak up, and all that spiel that they got to give out." And yeah, here we are. I just wanted to kind of close this chapter on this book because we opened it months ago, and it's
Right.
been an ongoing thing. I guess the next court date to basically file that appeal is going to be, I believe, in March 2026.
Yeah.
So we got all the way till next year. So
Right.
if this comes up in March, just be expecting it for sure.
We'll talk about it again.
And we'll touch up on it again, not too much, but we'll have to wait and see. Let us know what you guys think. Justin Baldoni did lose. Is this a case of the quiet truth comes out while the loud lies were kind of dominating the airwaves? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We're gonna have to move on though because this is a sketchy topic. So Warner Brothers Discovery. Warner Brothers Discovery. This is something that has been ongoing while I was moving, so I'm kind of upset I haven't been able to talk about it thoroughly with you. But now here we are, and we're gonna be able to sit down and do this damn thing. Warner Brothers Discovery has been trying to sell for the past, I believe, month.
Right.
They're trying to sell. As soon as the sale went up, Paramount was at the door. Well, I don't want to say Paramount because Paramount was bought by Skydance. Skydance was at the door, basically saying we want it,
Yeah.
and Warner Brothers Discovery was like, "Whoa, we just put it up for sale. We want to see different things." And then they were like, "Actually, we're gonna cut a bigger check. We want it." And then WBD said, "No, no, no." I'm assuming this is something that Paramount kind of discouraged a lot of other people because they did made like 3 bids and they're still bidding to this day. We have a few other names in the hat right now, but as of right now, Skydance, Paramount is in the lead to try to buy. Comcast and Netflix are also interested, and yeah, we're gonna have to discuss a lot of this stuff, a lot of legal stuff that we're gonna try to jump around. But for the most part, we're gonna dive in here. Josh, you've heard about this. What do you know so far before we really dive into this?
I know they bid 3 times. I know they denied them 3 times. And I know they're also looking at other things. I just don't know if anything is a better option than Paramount.
Universal.
Universal,
Nolan's over there.
that's true. But you think he'll want
And
to
I mean,
work
if
with
Warner
Universal and
Brothers,
WB again?
yeah, he'll have them both. But we'll get into that. So first things first, I do have here what Warner Brothers Discovery basically put out to entice people. I want you to hear this because you're gonna get a kick off the last section for sure. I think you're gonna get a kick.
Okay.
All right, so Warner Brothers Motion Picture Group delivered another strong quarter, reflecting success with more focused approach to storytelling and content creation, a broad and diversified slate of global tentpoles like Superman, measured risk-taking and on original works from top filmmakers like Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, and genre specialty releases, particularly in horror such as Weapons and Conjuring the Last Rites. Performance highlights include Warner Brothers was the first studio to surpass 4 billion in 2025 global box office revenues despite releasing only 11 films. Warner Brothers last achieved 4 billion in global box office with 20 films in 2019. 9 Warner Brothers films opened at number 1 at the global box office with 15 total weekends at number 1, leading all studios in 2025 on both metrics. Year to date, Warner Brothers has produced and distributed 3 of the top 5 domestic films and 4 of the top 10 internationally based on box office gross. Weapons debuted as the largest August horror film opening of all time domestically. And for DC Studios, and this is where they give DC Studios the fucking praise here. So DC Studios says, importantly, with its theatrical Superman release, DC Studios marked a new era and critical first steps on its 10-year journey to deliver fans a fresh and cohesive storyline across film and television while bringing new heroes and villains to the surface. Building on Superman's foundation, upcoming DC Studios projects includes Lanterns, which will debut on HBO Max in early 2026, Supergirl and Clayface, which are scheduled for theatrical release in the summer of fall 2026, respectively, and Man of Tomorrow, the follow-up to Superman, which James Gunn is currently writing and will again direct. We remain incredibly excited about the momentum at DC Studios and its prospects to reconnect with fans and ignite the next generation of those beloved characters.
Throw the company away. Never mind. Paramount, another one. I'm sorry. I thought you would scrap it out. I thought you'd try again. I thought you would even consider Zack Snyder back. But you know what? But we don't need Paramount. Paramount don't need WBD. Stay far
Well,
away.
that was WBD's. That's WBD's version of what their company is giving.
Oh, of what it's worth.
Yeah, that they basically put that whole list was like what they basically did. It's basically the thing to entice people
Oh yeah.
to come and buy.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Oh, their selling point is Superman.
At the very bottom end, and I mean,
I didn't even hear
they use weapons they use weapons as like a
that shit was
thing to.
that shit was ass. They had me with Conjuring. I didn't even hear a word about Sinners. That's crazy. Bro,
That was a eyebrow raise for me too, for sure.
WBD is smoking that pack if they think anyone's gonna want to rely just on Superman.
That's gonna be the 10-year plan that they were planning. They're hoping that, you know, in 10 years down the line, DC Studios is gonna be the most, you know, lucrative brand.
We don't even know if the comic book movie genre is gonna survive 10 years. Jeez.
Yeah. To make it last for 10 years is it's big, and to basically start a new franchise. And I mean, they did kind of promote James Gunn to be the guy who's gonna be ushering in that new era. So you know, and we did kind of react to this, but even James Gunn himself doesn't even know if he's going to be there. Watch this.
Absolutely. So one thing I've been really curious about is you've referenced things like Peacemaker season 2 and Lanterns setting up different threads and arcs. How far do these arcs go? Like, do they culminate in Man of Tomorrow, or can we expect them to go further than that?
Yes, they definitely go significantly further than Man of Tomorrow.
Okay.
So
Okay.
now, you know, whether or not that'll be me that's able to fulfill that promise depends on a lot of things in life. But yeah.
He doesn't know because his contract is almost up.
It's almost up, and on top of that, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but this was around the time when I was starting to first get ready to start moving. But because that's when WBD basically went up for sale, he went on a whole James Gunn went on a whole YouTube spree. He went on to different YouTube creators platforms to talk about and promote what the DC Studios is going to be doing. This is one of those interviews where he just had a little bit of a Freudian slip and basically admitted that he had no idea whether or not he's going to be able to fulfill any of the things that he's talking about, right? It's pretty significant
Right.
thinking it from that perspective, because we just got his universe. We just literally just started taking off, and for him to have to go onto these YouTube, you know, we literally talked about how we think that he's just going all over the place. He's giving interviews like candy, and for him to go and give those interviews to these YouTubers, which he didn't just give it to one, he gave it to New Rock Stars. He gave it to I think the Lethal Geeks or something like that. Like, he gave it to a few YouTube, and it seemed like it was like one after another because he was still wearing the same clothes in certain clips and stuff like that. So he's going around trying to sell this, as well as Zaslav is basically trying to sell WBD, right?
Right.
And WBD is getting to the point where I think they even said too, because I told you Comcast, NBC, Netflix, um, Paramount, obviously Skydance is the one that wants to do it. They even said, hey, if you guys don't give us what we want, we're going after the shareholders. We will do a hostile takeover if necessary, because we think that it has the value that it needs. One thing that it seems like Zaslav wants to do is split the company and share that. A lot of people are saying split as in like split, split certain IPs, whatever, blah, blah, blah. No, I think it goes bigger than that. I think they want to split WBD. No More Discovery with Warner Brothers is going to be split that way. And then they want to be able to split streaming
Yeah.
and split theatrical movies. So somebody
This
can buy the
fucking
streaming rights and then somebody could buy the theatrical rights. And basically, I'm assuming if they wanted to, they could basically have a DC TV series just kind of playing on their thing if they have the streaming rights,
if
and
they
then they'll
wanted
be
to.
able to do a movie franchise on the other side. So I mean, the split sounds like it's gonna hurt a lot more in the long run, according to Skydance and Paramount. They're like, hey, if you guys split it up, that's just gonna fuck up your guys' cash flow. Like, just stick together and we'll buy everything. But it doesn't seem like Zaslav wants to do that 100%. I don't know.
He's a greedy bastard.
Yeah, I don't know if he still wants some kind of control in there, and Skydance is basically like, no, you're gonna sell the whole thing to us, and you're no longer in control. But I think Zaslav still wants some kind of like say so. So I don't know. What do you make of all this, at least from what you're hearing so far?
I think WBD is kind of like pull themselves up, and that's fine. That's what a company's supposed to do. If they elect to split up more than what they already have, because of his uh because of Zaslav's fucking failure, just in case Superman fails type shit, you know what I mean? Remember how he basically split himself up?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's just trying to cover his ass. I think he's greedy. I think he's like, okay, we can buy the whole thing, but I want to be in charge. And they're like, well, no, we already have someone else lined up. You can't. And he's just like, well, then no. Like, I think he's being greedy. I think he's being a bastard about it.
That's where I'm kind of chalking it up to. I think he's being a little greedy. Uh, I think that there's a lot of how do you say? When you adopt something, right? When you adopt something and you basically kind of shed all that baggage off, you kind of have a little bit of an investment, I'm
Yeah.
assuming, in there, right? Because that's what happened when Discovery bought WB. There was so much debt that was there that they wound up saying, okay, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a cleanup. I think they canned Batgirl, they canned a lot of the shows that were supposed to be happening. And now all of a sudden they are. So Netflix is one of those that at first they said they didn't want anything to do with it, but now they're going ahead and putting they're putting their bid in there, which, like I said, that this is also going to trickle down to what like the Snyderverse people want, right? They want Netflix to buy it. They want Universal. They're like, oh, Paramount's gonna buy it because Paramount has like some stake in all this stuff and whatever, and they're gonna bring it back. So there's a lot of stuff kind of riding on this whole sale. If you could make a prediction, who do you think would win? I mean, Paramount seems to be the most aggressive one, so I mean, I guess that's like a given, but
They're probably not gonna win.
you don't think so?
That's why they're too aggressive. Even though I think it's probably the right move, and other people around are like, "Oh, this is a monopoly," but Disney can have all the fucking things under their umbrella.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. If I had to give it to anybody, I guess Universal.
I would say so too, because Nolan's there. I think that's something that I would say Nolan's
He'd probably,
there. I mean,
he'd probably
he's
leave.
had a rapport. Huh?
He'd probably leave, right? He'd probably be like, He'd want to like stay far away from them, right?
No, because I think that he left because of the. Remember, what was it? He left because of the whole theatrical thing in 2020.
Yeah, because of the
Because they
Dark
put his
Knight stuff.
movie, yeah, they put his movie there, so that he was like, well, if you guys are messing with my cash, I don't want to be here. And then I guess they, he didn't really have much to do there. But now that they had a change of all kinds of staff and everything, by the time Warner Brothers goes over there, if they split with Discovery and they're no longer together, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to keep him. And also, like I said, some people are really hoping that the Snyderverse is brought back through this kind of acquisition too. I like I said, if that does happen, fingers crossed. I'm not gonna be that guy to flip flop and be like it's not gonna happen. If it does happen, I would think animation would be like the best thing to do. But from a business perspective, I think Warner Brothers would benefit the most between either Paramount or Skydance. And Paramount mostly because I think they even said, and with the new head, what's his name? The new head over there at Skydance, which Elliot, that's his name. Elliot.
Is that him? He looks weird.
This is David Elson. Sorry, David Elson. He's the CEO and owner of Skydance. Him and Tom Cruise have the best relationship. That's why
And Tom Cruise is trying to get his ass in there, basically.
Tom Cruise is saying, "Hey, I want Top Gun. I want another Top Gun. I think he was saying that he wants another Days of Thunder as well. Even David Elson, and this is kind of like where it kind of gets muddled, where a lot of people are like, don't give it a Paramount, don't give it a Skydance. He is we're not getting political, but I gotta say what he be doing. He's a trumper. He's a trumper.
Oh.
He's a Trump guy. He loves Trump. He as soon as he got the Paramount bid, he sent that to Trump and basically put out a whole thing saying that everything that they put out from here on out is not going to be woke anything. You won't have any woke movies. You're going to have a lot of male male leads. You're going to have all these action movies that are not message or heavy, but more like, what serves the film the best or whatever. So he's very much like kissing ass to the administration to kind of get these
Oh.
accusations into place. So he's very much like, as soon as it hit, and literally says right here, when they bought out Paramount, it hit the White House desks, and they literally went after WBD right after that with three separate bids so far. So I mean, they are very much aggressively trying to get it. If anybody's gonna get it, I think Paramount, because they have the backing, which is crazy. They have the backing of government officials, which is insane to say.
Right.
Tom Cruise is also backing it up as well, which if WBD is bought by Paramount, Tom Cruise has a lot of say in whatever is going to be happening in there as well, creatively speaking, because him and the CEO have a really good relationship.
They're good friends.
So, yeah.
Hmm.
A lot of stuff behind the scenes that's happening. I've been keeping up with all this stuff because I'm curious on the development, but I'm so happy that we're able to talk about
I know,
it.
it's crazy shit. Crazy that fucking. I don't know. I would probably, yeah. Paramount would be the only one that I can see it happening. But that's the thing. There's so many other people that are trying to stop it. I think the WGA said that they'll try and like stop it or whatever if it comes through. But like I
Because
said,
that's two major studios that they're gonna have under their belt.
yeah. But it's like
Two.
that's why, and they have a problem with that, but they don't have a problem with Disney owning everything else under the sun. Like, what are you talking about?
That's the question, right? So, and that's why I think one of the another like points that Paramount kind of made with their bid was, if you split, you're gonna make, if not the same amount of money as Disney, but if you stick together, we could be better than Disney. That was one
Exactly.
of the that was one of the things. I personally think that they should just keep WB and disregard Discovery. But that's just me.
That means Zaslav is out for certain.
Well, that's why, and I think that's something that he doesn't want to do. But I also think that Zaslav is willing and able to want to lease the property, right? Like, he doesn't want to completely sell it because he knows how much lucrative that it could be if the right person drives the truck for a little bit and then gives it back. Like it could have a lot of it could have a lot of what is it called? Revenue built up, right? If they could do something like that. But I don't know. I think a lot of this bids are give me the company and that's it. And Zaslav is like, well, I kind of want a piece of the pie still.
And he'd probably be greedy about it. That's where that's what I would say. I just think he's being bastard. Like Paramount, I think Paramount.
What do you think about the messaging that that David said, where he's basically saying that everything will not be message heavy and we're not gonna be doing
I mean,
these woke movies,
I don't even
that we're
know.
gonna be doing actual,
I don't even know.
films.
I don't even know what woke means, bro. I'm just like, I think when people say that, they use it wrong, and that's not what it's meant to be. That's not what it's supposed to mean. But people just
If
take
you
it as like, oh, women and all that stuff. It's like, no, man, that's not what that means. I think that kind of thing is negative
Mhm.
to like try and weaponize it like that. But if the movie you're making needs a male lead, then I guess okay, you know. Let other studios worry about that if that's the case. Like
Well, I mean,
Paramount is so comfortable with pushing
mhm.
that concept. Like sure, the white man will get their fix, but at the same time, who's to say another studio won't make $1 billion with a project that is quote unquote woke? Like you know what I mean?
I think it's all about following the story, right? If a lead, like a female lead, is necessary, like, and the story makes it work, I think they're down for that. But I don't think they're down for the whole politics thing that that we talked about in 2022 and 2023 with Disney, where you know a lot of these movies, and if you want to know what the definition of woke is, you just look at Neurotic's page and you know that he bitches about everything that he thinks is woke, and a lot of that is like Mary Sue stuff, and it's a lot of like you know uh the hero having mommy issues or daddy issues or something like that, which I don't see that as 100% woke. It's just depending on how the story
Like,
is made,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
I
but
think a
that's
lot of the times a woke is meant to mean like if you put this messaging in front of the story, right? Instead of putting the story and letting the message come out naturally.
that's what they say. That's what they say. That's how they get you. Like woke used to mean like you were woke to the things that were you. You were aware of the things that were going on. Like we're woke to the what the monopoly could be. You know, be woke to the situation. When people say woke now, they're talking about shit like that. And they're like, oh, this movie's woke, quote unquote woke, because it has a lesbian kiss scene for a second. Like that's crazy. I think that's crazy.
Yeah, that what was it? It was Lightyear, right? Where
Yeah.
everybody was like, "Holy shit, they're kissing!" It was like, I mean, it was like for 5 seconds.
Ad messaging. Like, no, man, it's the second kiss. Your kid isn't hypnotized. Relax.
Yeah, and it was like in the background and everything like that. Like, and don't get me wrong. I mean, I think there should not be any woke anything. I think it should be all stories for all kinds of people, right? There should be stories for lesbians. There should be stories for gay people. There should be stories for, you know, one thing that has been kind of popped up recently yet again was that a wrestler was asked about the whole Snow White thing. The short one, I forgot his name. But he basically dragged Peter Dinklage again and said that Snow White basically um removed a lot of jobs because of what he said, right? So it's like those things should not be everything should be in service of the story. If the story needs dwarves in order to tell the story so you can know what the life of a dwarf is or whatever, then you should be able to put that out there, right? Or a
Exactly.
little person, sorry, I don't want to say it in the
That's
wrong
why
way.
it's all in the service of the story. Yeah. But that's
Exactly.
but
And
that's the
and
thing.
at
Because
that point that's where the parents get to decide whether or not should their kids see that is I think that's what it just is that these woke messaging is kind of laced in there, and a lot of people are like, well, why'd you put that in there in the kids movie, right? Like Turning Red, I think that was one of the big ones that a lot of people were like, why are you putting that messaging in a kids movie? And it's like, and for me, I think it's so subtle that it worked, but a lot of people kind of picked up on it, and it was like, no. But I think there should be a story for everybody.
Stories should be for everybody in the sense that yes, somebody will eventually tell that story. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know.
Not to be like, oh, this is action star, and he's a man, and he has mommy issues.
Exactly.
It's like, well, I mean, he can have mommy issues, but is that defining his whole? Like, is that his?
Is
Like,
that the driving force?
like if Ethan in Mission Impossible had mommy issues, is that going to stop him from completing the mission? Is that what stops him from? Is that what makes it impossible? Like, you just can't
that
get over
makes
the
the
mommy
mission
issue?
impossible. He's just like, I
Yeah,
can't touch this.
yeah,
I got
exactly.
unresolved problems.
I got unresolved mommy issues. It's like, no, we need to be able to service the story, right? If he's all well rounded, and there's maybe like a chip in the armor, it shouldn't be something like that, right? It should be
Yeah,
something a little bit more that suits the character, instead of just being like, this just kind of fits right here.
should be nuanced.
But that's basically what that messaging is. And if they're going a different direction about it, because like I said, I mean, Disney has been basically shitting money because of the fact that all this messaging, and a lot of people have been boycotting their movies and not really watching it. Their streaming numbers have been really low, which a lot of people already say there's not no money in streaming, but a lot of that messaging has kind of been the kryptonite for Disney. And I
Yeah,
think Paramount is looking to want to not do the same route as them.
I guess if that's their formula, you can't be. I guess you can't be too mad. That's on them.
I guess you just don't. I guess we just don't like the way that they say it, right? It should
It's just
just
crazy.
be.
Like, am I gonna be there when they put out another good movie? Sure, but am I gonna care that it's like anti woke or whatever the fuck, quote unquote? You gotta keep anti woke. Like, no, if the movie's okay, fine. I don't give a fuck who's the lead. Like, who cares? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
if the movie's good, the movie's good. If the movie's bad, it's bad.
Exactly,
The messaging.
and that's the thing, and it's not because of some agenda. It's because the movie was nice. Like, I think that's the thing. I think when people look at it like that, they're too political. They're too boring. They're too like their opinions at that point don't matter because they're not looking at it as a type of movie. They're like, my bias is in the way of me liking this movie. In which case, that's ridiculous.
I I I think so as well. I think so as well. But let us know what you guys think. Paramount Skydance trying to do a hostile takeover. Apparently by December we'll get an answer. Mid-December, early December, we should get an answer of whether or not WBD is looking to keep on splitting, or if they're going to just sell whole to their highest bidder, basically. Um, Paramount Skydance being the highest bidder could be scary for some people, especially with some of the CEO's comments, right? They're like, why are you making this political? But in a way, I see him trying to disregard that. And instead of him just saying, we're trying to make movies for the movie lovers and trying to do the best stories that we can, he goes, yeah, we're not doing that woke shit. No, we're not going to do that.
He's just like, hey, every movie over here getting a male lead and a woman for the romance. That's it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And he's like, we don't. He's like, miss me with that. He's like, no. So let us know what you guys think, and well, I mean, we got to keep updated with this one because this is going to be interesting. Whoever buys whatever WBD, whoever buys it, it's gonna shake up everything for sure. I 100% believe that. But let us know what you guys think. Moving on, we do have one big story, which it sounds like Patty Jenkins wasn't lying, but maybe she's not getting it to the capacity that she wants it anymore. Star Wars Rogue One is being retooled and remapped to be a Disney Plus series now instead of a full-length feature film. Whether Patty Jenkins is still agreed to direct a
Oh,
TV series
R-
instead of a
Rogue Squadron.
Rogue Squadron. Um, that's the one that Patty Jenkins last year came out and was like, "I'm still in talks with Disney." Even though it wasn't
Yeah.
last year, it was like 2023. But she's
Mhm.
like, "I'm still in talks with Disney to do this." Because Wonder Woman 3 is just basically not happening, and yeah, and it was radio silent since then. But now it seems like rumors are back up, and it's kind of hot off the presses. We don't have a lot of Disney Plus TV series anymore. Even Mandalorian and Grogu is getting the film treatment, and they're going to be one of the first Star Wars films to be in the theaters. But over here, getting Rogue Squadron, taking it, and being like, okay, we're not making this into a feature film no more. We're going to go ahead and make it into a Disney Plus series. I mean, is that something that we're interested in, or?
Yes. I think I thought this was dead. I would promote it with a big budget, but I guess it looks okay. Then it'll be alright.
You'd be down for a TV series?
Yeah, I thought you better be top tier. Like I ain't playing with Patty Jenkins anymore. Patty Jenkins and Star Wars are not getting my sympathy. You are not gonna turn the Mandalorian and Grogu season 4 into a whole ass movie for no reason, just to pump out another mediocre show. It's not gonna happen.
What about like I know we're getting what is it? The Sean Levy movie.
Yeah, that one and the
That one's called Starfighter,
yeah,
right? Starfighter.
something like that.
So we're getting. Do you think that there might be a connection in some way, or do you think that we might be getting maybe like a revamping of what Gina Carano's show was supposed to be, and maybe she's the star of this one, and Patty Jenkins is directing the TV series?
Spider-Man is the isn't that from like isn't that about the beginning of like the Empire and stuff where they're learning how to like fly and to counteract the Empire?
Um,
That's why that was the name.
PT.
Rogue Squadron was the name of the Luke's little battalion, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So it has to be around
So
that
it has to
era.
be.
Yeah, Gina Carano would have nothing to do with that. What if she shows? What if she fucking shows up in Sean Levy's movie? They're like, hey, you're gonna have to be here. Like,
We got a place for
that.
you to make your comeback.
Yeah, she was
But
just
that's
there
what
the
I'm
whole
saying. Like
time.
Rogue Squadron doesn't have to necessarily be there. Rogue Squadron can be another group that could have been in that era too. That's what I'm saying. If they're retooling and revamping for a TV series that maybe is gonna fit in a different era, that could probably be a direction that they go. But
Yeah,
to
but
even hear that this movie is still alive, but it's alive in a different way, it's kind of,
this one's alive.
quite bizarre.
I need the other ones to be alive. I need Ryan Johnson to fucking lock in.
Oh, you want Ryan Johnson to come back?
Yes.
He ain't coming back, dude.
Okay.
He's not coming
If
back
she can get it, why can't he?
because Patty Jenkins had a contract, I think, and I mean, I'm still kind of curious on how this is gonna work and why Patty Jenkins is still gonna potentially
She
be.
better she get to make a movie. This better be wrong if that's the case. Like, hey, my contract said movie. I ain't here to do a TV show.
That's what I'm wondering if she's still gonna want to be a part of it, even though it's a TV series. And then we've seen what happens with when a movie is kind of put into a TV series over there at Disney, at least. You basically just take the movie and split it up.
Yeah, they need a bail. They need a bail on the TV shows. They need a bail. It's not working. They need to do what they did for the movies, but do it for TV shows. Give it a fat hiatus and come out with bangers for the big screen. That's all.
I think what they need to do is just basically do, like I said, just do the movies on Disney Plus and just do movies on box office, and that's it, right? Do a full hour and a half movie for Rogue Squadron while you get like full length 2 hour plus movies for box office. And I mean, I think that would do a lot better than cutting into TV series.
I don't know. They're swimming in fucking money. Why can't they just do it? Oh wait, that's because streaming isn't lucrative. Damn,
Basically,
stupid.
that's something that's always been kind of said right now. And I mean, even though if it's not lucrative, I think TV series are not lucrative. I think it's mostly like if you were to do like an actual feature length movie, I think you'd probably have a little bit more.
Exactly. You'd be better off doing that versus a terrible ass show, right? Like
Yeah,
that's
because
crazy.
I mean, take Peacemaker for example. You can have somebody kind of clock in the beginning, but then at the end they start losing it and it's done for. Where like as a movie, somebody could be like, well, I could sit through an hour and a half. I can't sit through what 6 hours of content. Nah,
Yeah, no. It's
unless
crazy.
it's Zack Snyder Justice League. That's fine.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's a little different. But yeah, no. I they're smoking. They're smoking that pack if they think they're gonna be able to get people again. Like they're like, oh, let's gouge out the fans for their wallets and this failing streaming service, and then let's up the price every 3 months, and then let's give it to fans that we don't really see the characters come back for, and maybe even season 2 of, and then let's just stop putting back on the big screen. Yeah, no, Disney, all these places. They need to fix that formula.
They gotta fix the formula for sure. I think that's something that I think has been kind of been yelled at for a while. They keep saying, "Oh, we're gonna fix it."
And then they do
Nothing
this.
gets fixed.
It's not a good one.
Unfortunately, no, it's not. But I'm excited for more Star Wars. Obviously, Star Wars has been kind of on a downhill spiral. I don't know how to say it. They've been kind of like it's kind of like in a it's kind of like in Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern movie, when he was doing the plane sequence, right? And then the plane just starts spinning
Oh,
on its way down and
yeah.
shit. Yeah, that's right. I brought back that movie.
All right,
Yeah.
man. All right, man.
Hey,
We all work
name
on
another Green Lantern movie that you got, dude. Go ahead. I'm waiting.
We don't have one.
That's right. We don't have one, so be happy with what you got. How about that one?
Animated. That's the thing.
Yeah, well, we're gonna be getting a TV show pretty soon, which I mean, it sounds exciting. I mean, apparently it's gonna be like a passing of the torch type thing. So I mean, sounds fun, right?
You have to reevaluate this.
Yeah,
Okay, I
we'll
guess
have to
it's-
wait and see. But yeah, Rogue Squadron coming to Disney Plus as a series. Exciting stuff for Star Wars fans. Not so much for the people that really hate like Ahsoka. I was hoping that was gonna be better, but I think what really hurt it was it being a TV series because a lot of that could probably have been squeezed into maybe like an hour and a half, and you would have had the same story, just more condensed,
Yeah.
compact.
Yeah, but they only choose to make it a show because they're like, oh, this means people will stick around for a month to watch it.
Yeah,
Stupid.
it means another month of subscriptions.
We're catching up on you, Disney. You need to stop.
Yeah, well, I don't think they're letting up anytime soon until another studio reigns supreme, which sounds like Paramount and Skydance kind of want to be that studio to basically smack them into place. So we'll have to wait to see with all that developing, because at the end of the day, I think a lot of the stuff that's happening in Hollywood right now, it has to be tied up with that merger that's going to be happening, because it's a scary thing to think that somebody's going to have all these studios and build it up, right? So I think
Yeah.
a lot of the decisions that Disney's making, even with Rogue Squadron becoming a TV series, is heavily affected by what's going to happen if that acquisition does happen, and how they're going to have to keep up with them if they start making more money, right? If they come out and say, oh, we're not doing any woke stuff, and they're making more money, what do you think Disney's going to do? Right?
They're gonna have to
They're going to
start
be like,
firing back.
they're gonna be like, I know what we said in 2020, but it's 2026 now. We're changing our ways. All right, we're what is it called? We are cocooning into a beautiful butterfly.
Yeah. Our formula may have not have changed, but we need more money.
We need more money. Let us know what you guys think, though. Rogue Squadron being retooled. I personally I thought this was DOA. I thought it was already done for. I thought Patty Jenkins was silently, like, when she was like, "Oh yeah, me and Disney are still talking," and Disney was just like silent about it. I was like, okay, well, she's talking to herself, and that's
She may
okay.
still be talking. Where was Sean Levy? Like fucking crazy.
Sean Levy got a full length movie before Patty Jenkins.
Exactly, and she was signed on way before he was. This is crazy.
When did that trailer, that announcement trailer that
That-
came out?
Wasn't that like
That-
2021?
I think it was 2020. Let me see. Rogue Squadron. Patty Jenkins.
That Joe Budden? What is
That was Joe Budden. Oh, it was 4 years ago. So yeah, it came out in 2021.
She was like,
But
she gave a whole spiel about how her dad was a firefighter and stuff. And I would actually really be down to see a movie in that aspect of like in the military, what the military would look like for Star Wars, something like that. But you
Yeah.
know, maybe do recreate like the what are those clone troopers called? That group with heavy in them. What do they call them?
Oh, was
Domino
it the
Squad.
shock troopers?
Like
Domino. Oh, okay.
with Domino Squad, where they like something like that, but for Rogue Squadron, like look, at be cool. Show us them like dogfighting, learning how to fly and stuff. But no, they want to keep fucking around with Sean Levy.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking that they were gonna do with Rogue Squadron, where it's gonna be like a military oriented, right? And
Yeah,
that
because you made a whole thing
Jedi were
about
gonna be basically
Air Force.
like a myth, right? And like we're gonna see them from their perspective. Like, like if we would have had, imagine if we would have shown the military and blah 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 blah, and then like they're about to lose the when they were about to get the first Death Star and all that stuff, and then
Yeah,
you just see Luke kind of like in the background. Like you don't even have to put him front and center. You just know that that's Luke flying the plane and all that stuff, and he basically saves the day. Like that would give a new perspective and a fresh perspective on like not only on Star Wars, but like what the Jedi mean to like other people within that universe. And I thought that would have been like a cool way to kind of propel this franchise a little bit forward. Because after the Mandalorian, nobody thought that the Mandalorian was going to be that good, but then a bounty hunter kind of straying away from like that whole Jedi stuff, like it helped out the franchise. I felt for like a good 2 seasons, and then they kind of shit the bed with the third one.
yeah,
But like this would have been like a good way to kind of like refresh the people's mind on like what the Jedi are for the people.
exactly. Like the average. Not everybody is like force sensitive and destined to save the galaxy and stuff. So there's
And after
people.
Order 66, even less so.
Exactly, and there's people like willing to not people too, not just like Andor or like politicians trying to like secretly have their money funneling other people like Saga Remy, but like the average person that signs up because they know that the galaxy's in the wrong and stuff, and then like tell their story about what it could be like flying like Top Gun, Star Wars type shit, and then
Mm.
if you have them bite the dust, at least be like, oh, well, he died fighting for the galaxy. Like he was one of these people, and he was just an average guy. He didn't have any powers. He just
Yeah.
as soon as he got in the cockpit, he knew exactly what to do. Like I don't know, but they Star Wars is just sucking right now. I'm going to make sense.
Unfortunate, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with this one. But I mean, if they're revamping and if the rumors are true and Kathleen Kennedy's not going to be around for next year, then we'll have to wait and see. And that's if the rumors are true. We don't even know if they're true or not, so we'll
Yeah,
have to wait and see about that. But moving on, Josh, we talked about this a little bit, but not too much. Ah,
I
this is
saw this.
interesting.
I saw this.
Okay. So first things first, right? We have a mummy movie that was recently created, and we talked about it. They said that this movie sucks, and we're gonna change the name. It was supposed to be a reboot of the Mummy,
Yeah,
and they said, "Hey, this movie sucks. We're gonna change the name." They changed it to The Resurrected. So now that news popped up the last time we talked, and it's been a couple of weeks of kind of like, no pun intended, radio silence when it came to that front, when it comes to the Mummy and what's going to basically happen with that franchise. A couple days ago, we got word Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz are going to be reuniting to make a fourth Mummy movie, a continuation of I believe the first one, the 1999 Mummy reboot, which everybody loved. Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz were like beloved. Obviously, we wound up to the second movie and we got Dwayne the Rock Johnson, the birth of Dwayne the Rock Johnson as the Scorpion King with
yeah,
funky CGI. We had to wait multiple years, I believe like 7 years before we got a third installment to this franchise. And Rachel Weisz was not in that one. She did not make it to that shoot. She just did not want to be a part of it. But Brendan Fraser was in that one.
yeah.
And even the brother was in that one as well. I forgot his name. Um, and then after that, it went on a hiatus. Then we wound up getting 2017's The Mummy with Tom Cruise, and that one just went
Terrible.
down the drain. And then they tried to take another stab at it recently and did not even make it past the test screenings because they said, "Hey, we need to change this movie and we need to pivot. We need to make a mummy movie that's going to make money." And here they are. They said, "We're calling back the old troops and hopefully revitalizing this franchise. They're going to make it a fourth part, not a reboot, not a partial reboot, nothing like that. A direct sequel to the Mummy movies, which they're going to have to explain why she kind of looks different in the third part. You know, they're gonna pull a Don Cheadle. I'm here, deal with it. Who knows?
Basically.
Matt Bettolini, Upland, and Tyler Gillette, who obviously they're Radio Silence. That's their group name. They were the ones that made Ready or Not. They also brought back the Scream franchise way before all the stuff happened with Melissa Barrera and obviously Jenna Ortega not returning. So they are going to be the ones to helm this new Mummy movie. I have high hopes. I just don't know how it's going to work with, like I said, I personally don't like once we've had this hiatus and they're just going to come back more older and just, we're just supposed to expect to believe that they are going to be able to kick ass like they never missed a day. And it's like
it never happened,
yeah. Like we just didn't get 2 failed reboots down the line and you guys came back.
Yeah, like Tom Cruise has nothing to do with that. It's like, oh shit, man. I think I still have the. You want to know what the original movie looked like? I just want to see how bad that was. Like that would like if they could like
The
release it.
Resurrected?
Yeah, if they could just release it to fucking anywhere.
It's going to be released. They just changed the name. So what it was supposed to be called The Mummy, but they said this movie sucks ass and we don't want it associated with the Mummy franchise. We're calling it The Resurrected now.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to see that one. But if Brendan Fraser is in it, I just think they're old. I think like if it could still be as funny, if it could still be as like scary and comedic, okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
they're old. They're old now. It'll be kind of hard to take them seriously.
Is Brandon Fraser still like big? Did he lose weight?
I think I think he's still like the same size. They're gonna have to slim him down a little bit, right? Some two anyway.
They would have
He
to.
is like 54. So.
He's 56.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he don't look like
Not
the
a
whale.
fucking whale.
Oh, well, this is what he looks like now. I mean, can he pull off the mummy look? Or
I
like,
guess not too big. I mean, he has to age. They had a son, right? They had a kid.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, he has to kind of look. He has to have a dad bod a little bit.
I mean, if you remember him in the third movie, he looked pretty good then too. But then again, I think he was probably like 40 something at that time.
Yeah.
30 something, almost 40. He could still work out and get into shape. I don't see why not. If he wants to dedicate himself to do something like that, so he can still look like the adventurer. Dang, look how he used to look back in George of the Jungle. Isn't that crazy?
He's
Man was.
older now, man.
I know
Some
he's
slack.
older. I know he's older, but it would be nice for him to look younger. We got CGI now, right? We have
haven't
CGI.
the aging yet, man. Leave him alone.
Look, if they could do The Rock as the Scorpion King in the second one, imagine what they could do now. All right, they could do some crazy shit.
Yeah, but that looked like that.
That was back in 2002. All right,
It's Spider-Man looked way better. I don't want to hear it.
that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, I am excited to see them back. It's just more like, man, like we're reaching back. It's one of those things where it's like, man, you guys tried a different thing, saw it didn't work, so now you guys are going back to the same well. Isn't that like,
I think in the hands of the people that did Scream, it could be okay. Because 5 and 6 were actually really good. So I think it's okay.
yeah, yeah, they were good, and Ready or Not's good. I think that I think Radio Silence is good to for revitalizing the franchises, but that's the thing. They started with a whole new slate with the other two, right? They got new characters. They brought back Ghostface, but that's obviously a given, right? This is their first attempt of bringing back the original actors and trying to make something as a continuation and not necessarily Because even with Scream, I mean, it's a continuation, but it's still like a loose reboot.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to. There's not a lot of strings attached. Whereas like the Mummy movies, those are directly connected. They have to be, right? So it's like I don't know.
I hope it's good. I hope.
I hope so too.
I hope it's okay.
I hope they're not too old. I gotta rewatch these movies.
Yeah. The first one's
I'm a
always
big
going to be a classic. So.
I'm a big fan of the third one too, by the way.
Yeah, it was okay. I remember liking the third one a little bit.
I like the Yetis. I liked Jet Li in the role. He was cool to see him as like the Dragon Warrior. That was cool. The Dragon Warrior. He was Kung Fu Panda. Yeah. I think out of all of them, I mean, do you have a least favorite?
Nah, I kind of enjoy all of them in their like own way.
Right. I don't think I have like one that's bad. I know a lot of people make fun of like The Rock in the second one, but I mean, for what it was in 2002, I mean, it wasn't bad for me, right?
The whole movie's still pretty good. And you just get to that point,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh god, like
Yeah, like wow, just throw him in the pit already.
crazy.
Throw him in the pit. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. They are returning Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, which is good to know because I wonder why she didn't come back for the third one. That's kind of like I wonder. I'll do the research off screen. I wonder why she didn't come back for the third one, but Brendan Fraser and her brother did, the brother in the movie.
I mean, probably contract stuff.
She was probably like pregnant or something at the time. She probably couldn't do it because I wouldn't see why she would just turn it down flat. I don't know. I'll look it up later. Let us know what you guys think, though. You know, we were getting a Mummy movie. They changed the name, and now we're getting a fourth Mummy movie. So we're not we're keeping up with the times, and we're just disregarding. I guess who's in charge of these movies? Is it Paramount? Oh, Universal. Universal said,
Dear
"Fuck
God.
that noise." Universal said, "Fuck that noise." They're like, "Nolan, come take a look at this shit." He's like, "Yeah, change the name."
Tom Cruise is in.
Let us know what you guys think, though. Moving on, Josh, I blame this one on you. Star Trek 4 is no longer happening.
Well,
Chris Pine's Star Trek 4 is no longer happening after years of hiatus, basically in limbo, from Tarantino having a stab at it to Matt Shackman being a director named to bring this movie to life. It just being in production limbo for so long that he basically jumped ship and went to Fantastic Four. This iteration seems to have come to a screeching halt after what I think we talked about it back in 2022 that they were gonna basically restart up this franchise where it left off and bring back everybody that was there. Zoe Saldana,
yeah,
Chris Pine. I think there was one interview where they were like, "Oh, you're gonna be coming back for Star Trek 4," and so Saldana was like, "Well, I don't know. I didn't get a call yet." They're announcing people. We didn't get a call. Who knows? Everybody was supposed to be coming back, and it just went through production hell, different directors, different scripts, and eventually now here we are in 2025, and it's no go. It's a no go for the Chris Pine crew, for the Kelvin timeline, as they dubbed it, because this timeline, it has nothing to do with the TV shows. It has nothing to do with the Star Trek universe that was there before it. This was a whole separate timeline that they basically creatively branched off of, in my opinion, from the first one. And now here we are, 2025, and we're not getting another one. And I blame you because you weren't on the train since the very beginning, and I had to put you on the train. If you were there at the box office, dude, we would have had a better chance.
No.
But you weren't there.
I was too young. I didn't know what I had till I was gone.
Google Gaga, you should have been there.
I'm unfortunate. Let me in the coach. I'll do it. I'll make it. I'll have this done soon. Ain't no way. This is crazy. They gotta. Somebody has to take this over. Some Trekkie has to take it over.
Well,
I think there's more story to tell for sure.
it sounds like they're just gonna go a different direction and reboot the whole franchise with a new cast.
They just did that with the TV show. Never mind.
Well, that's why the TV show's ending, right?
Throw the whole fucking. I'm not invested anymore. Those 3 movies are all I got. That's it.
That's what I was saying. Like, Star Trek to me was those 3 movies, and I was hoping we were gonna get a fourth one so I could have stayed on the Star Trek hype train. But we're not getting another. We're not getting There's
I'm
no Kelvin timeline.
sorry. I'm sorry to the goddamn Star Trek fans, but I
Like,
don't care for the old one. I don't care for Picard. I don't care for the new show that they got going on. Like, this is crazy.
no, no, none of that. None of that. William Shatner, I don't care. Patrick Stewart, don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. Like, he's Professor X to me. He's not whatever he's supposed to be. Oh, Picard. He's
He's
not
Picard.
Picard to me. I'm not worried about that. Chris Pine was he was, in my opinion, my what is
He's Kirk.
he's Kirk. He was Kirk, and I really liked his Kirk. I liked his Kirk. I thought he had that suave, that the thing that he needed, the handsomeness, everything. He was good. Zoe Saldana, Zachary Quinto, whatever his
Yeah,
name is, him as Spock, dude,
amazing.
chef's kiss,
Now he's
crazy.
Robot. He's Robot and Invincible.
Oh yeah, that's true. Now he's Robot and Invincible. So I mean, we had such a good cast. RIP to Chekhov's character
Yeah,
because unfortunately he passed away after the third one, so we wouldn't have seen him as Ash. What was his name? Ash, I forgot his name. Um,
yeah, no.
RIP to him. But yeah, I guess the third one underperformed, and that's why. I mean, at one point, Madam Web's director, S.J. Clarkson, was set to direct, so I guess we dodged a bullet in a way. Carl Urban was in this franchise too, which
Yeah,
is
they
like,
had a good, they had a step cast. This is crazy.
man.
Evil,
Again, I blame you because you weren't there.
evil. It's not my fault.
And I really enjoyed the third one too. I know a lot of people were kind of checked out because of the second one, but I mean, I really liked all three of them. So it's unfortunate, bad update for this one. We're not getting a sequel to this one. We're gonna get a whole reboot. I mean, if you could think of a rebooted Kirk, who would you pick?
I don't have one. I didn't even like this thing. I don't know what he's supposed to resemble or anything like that. Just because I think Chris Pine nailed like the
Well,
s-
he's
the
supposed
s-
to be.
like the
He has to
suave, the
have.
leadership, all that stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, everything Chris Pine has, you got to basically just copy and paste it because that's what William Shatner had it back in the day before he got old.
Mm, mm.
He has to be like suave, commanding, has to be handsome. I got to be all that. They got to be like a package deal.
Austin Butler.
Austin Butler would be a crazy pick. That would be cool. You know what? If they don't mind like swapping races,
Mm.
Michael B. Jordan would be a pretty good Kirk in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that could be good.
um,
Hmm. Interesting. I
yeah,
don't
I
know,
wouldn't know who to
but I
like.
mean,
Spock would be a crazy pick for me too because I wouldn't even know who could be Spock
exactly. And
after.
like, it's crazy because him and the old one looked kind of similar, which is fucking insane.
I think that's why they were trying to do. I think that's what they were trying to kind of get some kind of similarities there. But I mean, at this point with the new Star Trek show and everything, it seemed like they just basically revamped the whole slot, right? They got Picard and all that stuff. Like they basically the roster got switched up. So they could
Yeah,
completely just do a whole roster change up here and different actors and completely push forward with a different direction.
just redo it. I just don't know.
Sucks.
I just
I'm
don't
I'm
know.
upset about it. Now I just kind of want to pop the movies in to watch them,
Exactly.
just to
Yeah,
watch them.
I just want to make sure I want to rewatch them too.
Yes, physical media. Buy physical media. Let us know what you guys think though. 10 years later, after talking and saying, "Hey, this is gonna happen," and then literally a couple years ago, it sounded like it was becoming a reality, and now it's just DOA. Now it's not even happening no more. Sucks. I'm upset.
It's very
Punching the
upsetting.
air right now.
This is stupid.
Punching the air. Let us know what you guys think, though. Moving on. Josh, something that is happening, which we never thought it was going to happen, a Gremlins 3. We're not getting a Star Trek 4, but we're getting a Gremlins 3.
Gremlins 3, but almost 4. So,
How do we move in these ways, man? How do we move in these ways? I
yes,
don't
you
understand.
know what? While we're at it, let's do another Leprechaun in the Hood since we're feeling so generous. Like, this is
Oh yeah,
crazy.
might as well. Might as well do it. You know, let's do Jason Takes Manhattan Part 2 or something. Like, might as
God,
well.
God, my God. Why is this happening?
This is happening because they need a new installment. Apparently, and this has to do with like some behind the scenes stuff, but um Gremlins 3 is basically happening because the production company that owns the rights, which is what's the name? Emblem Entertainment. No, that's Spielberg's. It's a different one. It's the same company that basically
And then,
helped with the Matrix and all that stuff. They kind of
oh,
owe them another movie because of what happened back in 2020 or 2021 when the movies were releasing on streaming and stuff. They recently got paid out not too long ago, but they are still looking to kind of recoup some of the things. And Gremlins 3 is one of those that they're going to use to kind of funnel the cash into their pockets. So that's basically the reason why this movie's being birthed. That's why I'm like, is it gonna be good?
yep.
And then also to kind of put it up there as like a reason to kind of buy Warner Brothers is kind of like, is this movie a cash grab or is this actually going to be a good movie? Who knows? Spielberg is apparently returning to executive produce the Gremlins 3, which I mean, that's a good sign, I guess. And Harry Potter's Chris Columbus, the man who made the first two Harry Potter films, is going to come in to direct and produce.
This is ass. This is it's gonna be bad. I've never heard of. Okay, maybe I have, but a movie being made just so they can get recoup what they lost, but it's also a gamble because this franchise hasn't been touched since what, the 90s. We're
The 80s.
oh, we're done. We're done. This is done. This movie is not making a billion or anything like that. It's not even reaching 500 million. I've never like heard of a movie making nothing before. This is crazy.
Yeah, oh yeah, the 90s. The second one came out in 1990. And I mean, not a lot of people liked the second one, to be honest.
Oh, we're so like they're gonna lose way more money putting into a franchise this old. This movie's not gonna make anything. This is crazy.
Yeah, like a lot of the times when you see a franchise like this, they'll go reboot. We'll start a new cast. We'll go ahead and we'll update the graphics and all that stuff. But with these ones, it seems like they're gonna continue off. And if that's the case, that means that they're still gonna use the what is it, like stop motion, and hopefully, not heavily CGI everything. And I mean, that's probably what the look would kind of
I think they're
I
gonna
would think it would be, because if they go full reboot, they're CGI and everything.
yeah,
We're
I think they're
getting
gonna
CGI Gremlins.
CGI. I think they are still gonna CGI everything. I think they're gonna be like, what are we doing using puppets? It's fucking you know.
Yeah, because back in the day when they would transform, it would be off screen. So now we'd be able to see them on screen.
Right. Throw it away. I honestly, bro, like,
You don't want a Gremlins
I
3? You don't
don't.
feel like a Gremlins 3 is like worth of an investment?
No, in this day and age, no. Amongst the killers that we have, like in the roster now in the horror genre, this is crazy. No,
Well, Gremlins could just be a fun little cute Christmas movie. Like,
I
don't feed him after midnight
I
and
understand.
Santa Claus
I
gets his face mauled or
understand
something.
the nostalgia you might have, but we don't need this. We are okay. They can keep this. Like, this is okay.
Dude, if I'm not getting Star Trek 4, I'm gonna get this movie.
This is
Stop playing
unfortunate.
with me. I
This is
just
not even where the bar is.
That's what I'm saying though. Like I just hope it's not a cash grab because all my excitement will be thrown at the wall like spaghetti,
My man,
Like it's not.
you just said that they're making it so they can recoup some of their losses. This is a
Yeah, yeah.
cash grab.
But hearing that Steven Spielberg is attached, like if it would have been like no Steven Spielberg and there would have been like completely different people, I would have been the first one to be on your side. But
You
Steven Spielberg is coming back, man. He's
and you
back.
felt and you felt it. Hit you because the
Oh,
snake was angry and expect you to go see.
I look, hook, line, and sphincter, my man. They said.
That's not how you say that.
No, my bad, my bad. But yeah,
This is not gonna. This is not gonna be good. Bro.
damn.
This is not
Did
gonna
they
be good.
bamboozle me?
They did.
Did they bamboozle me?
They
Oh,
already got your money. They said Spielberg won't get anybody, and unfortunately, this is it. Leading to China too. Like, what?
isn't that what they did with Jurassic World last year too, or this year?
I honestly, bro, I don't think he's. I believe he has like no say in anything. I think he's. I'm ready to recognize something else. Sure.
He's like, just slap my name on there and let me just get a little bit of the pie.
Exactly. I,
What? And that now you're yucking up my yum, dude.
yeah,
You're
well,
yucking up my yum.
it has to happen
Like I had my pie and you said my germs. Like why? Why
because
would you do
because I gotta save you from spending money on this.
that? But if the trailer comes out and it looks good, dude, I'm gonna be the first one to say I told you so.
It's my man. It can look as good as it wants. It ain't gonna move.
You can smack that shit with the hammer. It ain't gonna change.
Exactly.
Well, Gremlins 3 sounds like, you know, the Gremlins 3 in the big 2027 after if it came out in the 90s, 2000s, yeah, 2010, 2020s.
It's like
You got
20,
this movie's
20 years later.
about 27 years late. Well, it's like it's it's always one of
28
those
years
things.
later.
It's like, well, like why stick your hand back in that sack for if you didn't do it before, right? Like with the Mummy we just talked about, at least they took a stab at it a couple times. I don't know if like it makes it even better, like to take a couple stabs, be like I failed, and go back to the original. But like they didn't even try to revamp this movie in the early 2000s. They didn't even try in the mid 2010s or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like they just said 2027, yeah, we'll make it happen. Now it's like,
Let's just
why?
make an attempt. They were like,
Oh, we know why.
This franchise looks
We
bad.
know why. Oh, it was Village Roadshow. That's what it was. They're trying to recruit for Village Roadshow. I forgot about that. But that's what's basically what's happening. Shit.
They're like, hey, we could, what a franchise we can dust stuff in this day and age, and they pull out this and dust accumulated from the file as they slept on the desk, and they were like Gremlins, and all the people in the room that were sharing the same pipe were just like, sorry, it's fucking crazy. This isn't
Well,
gonna
just
work.
so sad. So sad. You're yucking up my yum, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Let us know what you guys think. Gremlins 3 coming out 2027, a couple of years before K-pop Demon Hunters. Yay. We'll
Yay.
have to wait and see. November. It's coming out November 2027.
Oh,
It'll
birthday
November
gift,
19th.
birthday gift for
It's
you,
right
apparently.
before my birthday. Look at that. So if you yuck up my yum on my birthday, dude, I swear to God, dude. I swear
I
to
think if
God.
you go see a bad movie, you do it to yourself. But all right.
We're moving on. All right. Gareth Edwards returning for Jurassic World Rebirth sequel. According to the In Snyder, he's tapped in to return and is also in final negotiations to return for the next follow-up of the Jurassic World franchise. They are going to keep Scarlett Johansson, Zoe Bennett, Jonathan Bailey, and Marshala Ali for the sequel. They're expected to return, but nothing's written in stone just yet. Nobody has the keys to the script yet. A lot of people are speculating that it might be David Coep still. He did last year's or this year's Jurassic Park movie as well.
Yeah.
Basically the whole team's returning, kind of like what happened with the other three Jurassic World movies when Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt kept
Yeah.
coming back to those three. They're basically gonna follow the same formula. Gareth Edwards coming back is pretty cool. At least we're not switching directors mid movies again, but I mean, still.
Um, as long as it's a better approach than what we got last time, I'm okay with that. The dinosaurs were okay for me. I need the story to be a little bit better for the characters because Marshall's character was also lacking in stuff in substance. But I mean, I have no problem with them. Like, I think they're pretty good actors. So
I, I think the good thing is that they kind of made leadway with this last with Rebirth, where they were like, oh, there's different pockets of dinosaurs around the world, so we can kind of if people
you can
didn't really
explore.
vibe with these new you can go smaller scale, and then you can also be like, well, people didn't vibe with the dinosaurs this year, so we could probably like the Indominus Rex, whatever that was called, the new one.
Yeah,
Like it only had like 30 seconds of screen time and then disappeared, and it was
so
just
stupid.
ridiculous. They could totally pivot from that and go back to regular dinosaurs in like a different part of the world or something.
Yeah, stop going back to the island or the island that made the island. Like, stop. Like, find a way to move past all that shit. Damn it. Like,
They can't.
imagine, like, because the dinosaurs took over, right? So imagine they like New York, it's that shit or something. You know,
Yeah,
I don't know. It could be something
dinosaurs in New
better.
York.
Yeah, and
That would be crazy.
they gotta rescue people. I don't know. Something. It has to be
We're,
better than
we
what we got already. Like
we're
that's
gonna hear a Velociraptor with a Brooklyn accent or what?
yeah. They're gonna be blasting Biggie. Like that's what I imagine.
Are we? Well, Universal is gonna always put out a dinosaur sequel.
Right.
That's always gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
But are we? Are when do you think we'll get a reboot for this franchise? That's my
I
question.
think after it has to be after one of these movies bomb. It has to be after when one of these movies takes a fat hit like that. That's when I think it'll hit them for real and be like, oh, it's time to reboot.
Because Universal just seems to want to keep building upon whatever they're getting.
Yeah,
The
I
hell is this
think.
article, right? Jeremy Renner threatening to call ICE on Chinese filmmaker. What the hell?
Oh yeah, I thought you had that somewhere in here too.
No, no. That'll probably be next episode, but
Shit, yeah, no,
crazy.
that shit was fucking crazy. But
But yeah, Gareth Edwards as the pick. I like visually the movie was really good, but I think we could make up a little bit of like how you said, stories, characters probably need to be brushed up a little bit.
yeah,
And other
hopefully it
than
was
that, I
okay because the
mean,
movie did look really good. You're right. May his next attempt be better.
yeah, yeah, because Gareth Edwards, he knows how to shoot the movie. We just need, I don't know. Did the creator? Did he write the creator?
I think he co-wrote it with somebody else.
Yeah, if that's I mean, if he can write this one, maybe it would be a little bit better too. Because the only bad part about this, the last one with Rebirth, was that the movie was basically ready to go, right? They just needed a director to do it, and that's what basically, in my opinion, was kind of like the downfall of the movie in the beginning because when movies are made, they gotta have a reason to exist, and if the director is just there to merely shoot the film, that's just it's a studio film at that point, right?
Oh yeah, no, he wrote. Yeah, no, he solely wrote the the creator.
He did. So
Yeah,
see, maybe he just needs to be in the room with David Coep and just write together so they can, you know, give a reason for this movie. Because I mean, I understand.
we're running out of space for dinosaurs.
Well, and not running out of space. It's just that with Rebirth, the whole boat thing with the family and that being the reason why their whole mission went awry is kind of like it seemed kind of cheap, and like why would we go out of our way for these people we don't know, and for you to be like, well, Marshall Ali has a reason. It's like, well, you didn't really give us that reason either, right? Besides a little bit of exposition, a little bit of this, that, and the third, and then you kind of moved on. So it's like we need the script to actually have some weight behind it, and if we're gonna get a fresh start, and he could be the director and the writer and be completely involved with the creative process, it would be better.
Yeah,
Because, like I said, Rebirth was basically finished, and you just had to get a director to shoot the film.
exactly. So I think it's good. I hope it's better. If not, I think the original six will have to be where we're.
All right, all right, all right. You original, so you wouldn't like you'd stop at 6. You wouldn't pop in Rebirth. Is that
No,
what you're saying?
I don't think so. Not with that, and then maybe a potentially non-good sequel. Like no, it'll. I think that'll kill the taste. You know what I mean?
Like I said, if Gareth Edwards writes, I think the sequel will probably be a lot better. But we just need to, if we got to bear through one bad, I guess, Jurassic Park movie, because I don't see the other ones as being. I know you have your reservations on the third one, but I mean, I don't see any bad ones in my book, to be
Don't
honest, so
don't
far.
don't defend Jurassic Park 3. All right.
And look, Velociraptor on a plane talking to Hugh Grant was like the best thing ever.
We're gonna stop you there. Just move on. Trailers.
Look,
Trailers.
look.
No,
Oh, wait. One more. Her sticking her hand through dinosaur shit to get a walkie-talkie, best thing to ever happen. Realistic as fuck.
realistic, my man. What? That's crazy.
Yeah, Yeah, remember? It was like doo, 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 doo.
Spinosauruses do not beat the T-Rex. All right, that's where we're at.
Fair point. Fair point. Let us know what you guys think, though. Gareth Edwards sequel could be coming potentially. Nothing is written in stone, but apparently talks are happening, and I'm down for it. I'm down for it. As long as he writes, we're down. Or Josh has to be down. We're gonna be down. But we'll have to wait and see. Let us know what you guys think. Moving on, we do have the trailers, Josh. We're gonna go ahead and see a few of them. We have a few old ones that we were not able to react to because of the whole moving thing. So I put a couple there, and then we also got a couple heavy hitters in the background. Obviously, I know you're a Michael Jackson fan, so that's also within these. Yeah. We got the biopic trailer. We're gonna have to check it out. But first things first, we're starting with the Wonder Man trailer. This is one that I've been waiting for to react to because I was like, I gotta do it first on here. Mateen the second. I'm super excited to see him in this role because I love him as an actor. So yeah, here we are. We're gonna react to it. Obviously, I think we're supposed to see the dude from what's his name? He was in the
Oh,
third
the
Iron Man,
fucking the wannabe fucking
the actor, right?
yeah, the wannabe Mandarin.
Oh yeah. Before he turned out to just be an actor and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
let's jump right into it. Let's get our thoughts on this thing, and we'll check it out. Let's get it.
The entertainment world is stunned today when internationally celebrated and reclusive filmmaker Von Kovacs sprung out of retirement to sign on for a remake of Wonder Man.
Fuck, there was no powers or anything.
I know. What was that?
Are they just going straight for like struggling actor kind of feel? Like isn't Wonder Man supposed to have some kind of?
I don't know. I don't even know this character. I mean, if they're maybe,
I was about to say the president of Bolivia was in this one.
yeah,
Uh,
I don't know what that was. I mean, it looks pretty good. Like, but as a superhero show, I don't know. It looks okay.
yeah, I mean, I'll watch it for what's happening. I mean, it seems kind of interesting, but it's just not what I was expecting at all.
I was expecting like a suit and powers and stuff. But the only thing we got of that was in the show or whatever movie they're making, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm down. I mean, it looked fine. I think my teen the third will be alright.
I think he's the drawing for me
Yeah,
for sure. Like
he's
I'm gonna
gonna
watch it just for him.
yeah, he's gonna sell for sure.
But I mean, as a superhero show, as a Wonder Man superhero show, and then for like them to change certain aspects of it and it to look like this, I don't know. As a superhero show, it doesn't seem good, but as like a regular show, it seems like it's gonna be your basic Disney Plus show. To be
Yeah,
honest,
doesn't look too
and,
bad.
man, unfortunate. I was kind of.
Crazy because I was expecting
Why is it
powers
so
too.
sad today? It's so sad. Let us know what you guys think, though. The Wonder Man trailer is on YouTube right now. Not a bunch of words for it. I mean,
It was
I think this
whatever.
is something that we gotta wait for the show to come out, but I was hoping we were gonna get a little bit more out of that. That was just not what I was
Unfortunate.
expecting
Very
whatsoever.
unfortunate.
Moving on, we have Scream 7. Neve Campbell coming back, Courtney Cox. No Melissa Barrera, no Jenna Ortega, but we do have the twins that are returning. And some of us are a little disappointed about it, right? Some people are like, well, why is it that, they come back and not the other ones? Well, because they were offered and they said yes. So
Right.
that's basically the end of it. I don't know if you know, some people could be, I'm pretty sure some people could be pretty upset about it. What do you feel about maybe them that
I
at
think
least them two making the return?
I think it's confusing. I think to have them two do it, and then what are they gonna be like? Oh, they died. Did they end up getting done in by this ghost place too? Like that's crazy. That's crazy.
Jasmine Savoy Brown and Mason Gooding.
Yeah,
It's them two.
Mexico can get fucking double team stabbed and survive, but you're gonna tell me that Jenna Ortega and what's her name, Sam, got killed off screen? That's crazy.
Yeah, well, you
It's
killed your career when you spoke about stuff you're not supposed to, I guess. I don't know.
it's absurd. But anyway,
Let's jump into it. Let's see what this looks like.
This is it. can't believe we're staying at the Psycho Killer B&B.
Oh, that's so cool.
February 27th.
Yeah.
Very Halloween Kills for me.
Right. It feels like they were taking a page out of Blumhouse's Halloween trilogy right here. It looks
I don't
okay. I don't know. There's something about it. I think without Melissa Bennett and Jenna Ortega, we're kind of missing something.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you basically set it up what would be a trilogy, and even at the end of Scream 6, it kind of felt like they was going somewhere, and then you guys are just like pivot, right? This just feels like a pivot, and
Yeah.
it's.
Hey, let's just give it back to fucking Neve Campbell.
I think the twins die in this one.
I don't fucking hope. I mean, they should have died. One of them should have died fucking 1 movie ago, but yeah.
One of them should have. Well, yeah. Well, you know, you could tank stabbing sometimes, I think. Yeah, this movie feels very much like that Halloween feel, and I just don't think, Neve Campbell coming back, obviously she's the final girl when it comes down to this franchise, but I really enjoyed them kind of Woodsboro being like, okay, well, we just can't get her, and then we're moving on to somebody else, and now we're just like,
No, she's too good.
yeah, she's too good, and now it's like, now we're coming back. I think one thing I will look forward to is probably like the kills. I'm hoping like we get some crazy stuff. I mean, obviously we didn't see Scream with the Ghostface with the shotgun in this one, but
Yeah.
I think Matthew Lillard was like, "Oh, Scream 6 was too gory because of
the
a
shotgun.
shotgun."
But I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was
I thought
nice.
that was cool too, and I
New and
mean,
innovative.
wasn't there one where like he cut him up until like the intestines fell out? Like that's not. I don't think Ghostface is above using certain things, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just more like this seems like a regression instead of a progression.
Yeah. I mean, it looks okay for what it is. It's just, it feels like there's a big ass elephant in the room, you know?
That's not answered. Do you think we'll hear about what happened to Melissa Barrera's characters?
I think that I pretty, like, I'm gonna be kind of bothered by it if they're like, oh, they were killed off screen. Or if they don't acknowledge them at all. Like, that'd be
Yeah,
worse.
I think they'll probably say they're in hiding or something.
Yeah, that they made it out.
They're probably gonna be like, "Oh, the sisters went into hiding." It's like, okay, so, so in a few years after everything blows over, they might come back.
Right. When
Right.
they'll be in Neve Campbell's position.
Right, right. Whenever Neve decides to say, "Hey, I'm done with this franchise," and just kill me off, so
Yeah.
that'd be interesting. Let us know what you guys think. Though Scream 7 is gonna be in theaters February 27th, so check out the trailer. Obviously they're bringing back new people. For those that missed it, Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega are not there. Jenna Ortega because she didn't have during the SAG strike, she didn't have a contract, so she basically got signed to something else. And well, Melissa Barrera, well, she spoke up about the whole Palestine thing and basically caused her to lose the role. And I think that's what basically affected Jenna Ortega not to come back too. So,
Yeah.
and then we lost the director, which the Radio Silence team, they basically walked off as well because they said, well, this is not the movie that I wanted to make. So this is
You're getting rid of
completely
all the key
different movie.
players. I'm done here.
Yeah, they stripped it for parts and we're like, okay, we're still making a 7th. So it's like, we'll have to wait and see. I'm a Ghostface fan, so I'm gonna be as optimistic as I can. But
Yeah.
a lot of sides are saying don't be so optimistic about it. So we'll have to
It,
wait and see.
it's just weird.
Right. All right, Josh, we got it here. Stranger Things 5. We got the new trailer. I know you're a Stranger Things fan, and this is a big phenomenon. We talked about obviously Millie Bobby Brown and David Harbour having their issues and stuff like that, the little spats. This season is going to culminate with the finale being in theaters. They already made a deal and all that stuff, so we will see you can see the finale in theaters if that's what you so choose to do.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna stay in the house. I gotta watch season 4 still. I still haven't watched that one. But I basically know the gist of it because of online, so I'm kind of want to see this trailer, see how it kind of looks. I'm hearing they put a lot of money into this season, so
Yeah.
if the CGI draws me in, I'll watch season 4 just so I can watch the season and
Alright.
just kind of wrap up my Stranger Things experience. What about you? How far behind are you? Or are you caught up?
I'm coming up. I wanted to try and rewatch it, but I don't know. I don't know if I have it in me to start over. But yeah,
Mm.
I am caught up.
Which one is the low point? It was a season 2.
Season 2. So you got to drag on through season 2, but 3 and 4 are pretty good. It picks back up.
That's the one with like the other kids, right? Where like it's like 13 is there or something, and
Yeah.
12 or something.
hmm
Oh, okay.
And she
Yeah,
has like
that's I
a
think that
weird
one was.
emo phase. Yeah, nah, that shit was ass.
And then we get a pick me up with season 3 with a never ending
Yeah,
story.
that one, yeah. With the Russians
And
and stuff.
then
The
and then
Russians.
I think was season 4 the if only you could make a
Yeah, that one.
deal with yeah, okay. All right. Good to know. Let's jump into this trailer.
At long last, we can begin. There's no time There's no place
We're really starting to lose it. Being stuck in here, no end in sight. Maybe tonight is our break.
Solid. Pretty solid. Not bad. I like that. That's pretty good. It had me. I was like, okay, this is like routine stuff. And then right at the end, when like the Demogorgons were breaking out and stuff, I was like, oh, that looked good. Okay.
Yeah, the obviously the finale got to end with like a bang, so I was that's where I was kind of trying to pay attention, and yeah, those demigorgons fighting the army were kind of straining the budget there a little bit.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
They're kind of straining the budget. But I do it does look good. I am kind of invested to see how it kind of ends, because this was something that they were hyping up this whole time. The Duffer Brothers.
Yeah.
They
The
were kind
Women
of
Whatnot.
they released the first 5 minutes of the new season too.
Damn.
If you want to check that out. But apparently Will has a big connection to this monster from season 1. And whether or not it was planned or not, I kind of want to see how they kind of execute that and leave us at the end, right?
Yeah.
Because it will in the first season, if I remember correctly, he kind of goes missing for the whole season,
Mhm.
for about the whole season, and then it's just never explained what happened to him, right? Like it just they kind of are like, oh well, we're back, and then they kind of go about their 3 next seasons, and then now they're bringing him back to be like a key to all of this. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested to see if that was like a planned execution since the very beginning, or this is just we had to make up, we had to make it up to go along, and it fit.
Yeah. I don't know. It could be interesting. I'm like, I think the finale has me. It looks pretty good. I can't hate it.
You can't hate. Well, I mean, I think you've been a Stranger Things kind of guy since the beginning, so
Yeah. I mean, like even down to season 2, I was this is okay. But waiting this long to deliver it and then also doing it in parts, they're also trying to rack in that the subscription money.
yeah, of course. They're like, this is the last season, so we gotta really you gotta really get that cha-ching up in here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll probably check out season 4 so I can get into season 5 since it's gonna be releasing pretty soon. I believe it's at the first part should be coming out pretty soon, right?
Mhm.
November 26th. So by the end of this month. So I got
Yeah.
enough time to watch season 4. I'll check it out, and then we'll probably have a series to go ahead and we could probably do this as our like first series to rank the seasons and probably talk about them and stuff like that.
Cool.
That'd be pretty cool. I'll probably rewatch it, and maybe you'll probably have to rewatch
Yeah.
just so we can
Damn.
have a full scope of it.
Okay.
But we'll get into it. Moving on. Let us know what you guys think. Check out the trailers on YouTube right now. Michael, all right. Now I got a little story before we watch this trailer, okay? My brother here, Josh, yes, he's a big Michael Jackson fan.
Big
Even
Michael
as a
Jackson fan.
child, he was always into he was like, pop that Michael Jackson on, I want to hear it, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I am waiting to see your reaction. It sucks I can't see it in person, but
I
I
know.
am waiting to see your reaction to this trailer because this is the one that I have been waiting for a while now. What are you expecting out of this? You being the Michael Jackson fan that you are. I'm a fan of Michael Jackson, but I don't feel like I'm a super fan like you were back when you were a child. And I just
Right.
gotta assume that grew as you grew, right? So how do you feel about this?
I hope it looks good. I hope the nephew does him justice. I hope I know he won't look like him, but I hope he just embodies him. Like the aura and the energy is all there, and the story they're telling is good and worth telling. Like
I
I like biopics, but this one feels personal because he wants to tell his uncle's story. Like I'm okay with that.
yeah, and you would hope that he'd have the integrity to really deliver
Exactly.
on what he's doing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm in the same boat with you. I think I seen a picture and I'm like, yeah, he doesn't look exactly like him. I seen a clip of I don't know if you've seen him on Twitch, but there's a Michael Jackson impersonator.
Oh yeah.
And he was like fuming because he was like, I can't believe they got this guy. And it's like, that's his nephew,
Yeah.
man. Like, what is up with you?
All that guy looks like is the white version of him. That's crazy.
Yeah, like, well, how are we gonna get the other half? I don't
Exactly.
know.
Exactly.
All right, let's check it out. Let's check out this trailer and see. I want to see if you are excited for this.
I know you've been waiting a long time for this. The tracks are made, the songs are ready. Let's take it from the top. This is your story.
He don't look exactly like him, unfortunately, but I think with the glasses and everything, he does. Like with the glasses, with like he looks like him. It's just
Yeah.
this part of his face that you can tell it's probably from the mother's side or something.
Yeah.
Oh, almost a perfect carbon copy. Almost.
Yeah. He does look pretty solid though. I mean, like with the hair and all that stuff, he looks pretty. He's doing a pretty good pick. That's pretty good. I like it. I don't know. Yeah, am I a little biased? Sure, but I think he looks good. I hope he just does him justice. They showed a lot of the music videos and stuff. I know that they said that this movie might break into two parts, so maybe the first half will be the fame and all that stuff, and the second half will be like his, like maybe it'll touch a bit on like the legal troubles he had and all that stuff up
Yeah,
until
when
his,
he was trying to expose UMG and all that,
yeah,
which is another thing that we don't know if it's going to go completely into detail because obviously Universal's distributing this and he
yeah,
was going up against Sony and Universal, I believe. So it's like,
yeah,
uh,
leading
we don't know.
leading up to his death and stuff, and like what his life like was at the end. So I hope it's cohesive enough and all that stuff. I'm down. This looks good.
Everybody got cups of waters and coffees, and he got OJ.
Yeah, he's just that
He
motherfucker.
said, he said, "In here, keep the feet still, my man." That's funny. Uh, I'm excited for this. I think my biopic when it released, like the one that I was really excited for was, the Straight Outta Compton,
Yeah,
right? So like this one is probably like a good second of like I want to see how it kind of goes. I'm really excited to know that they are going down like his whole Jackson 5 route too.
yeah,
Like they're not just gonna skip over that into like I hope they kind of flesh it out a little bit and not just be like, oh yeah, he was in the Jackson 5 and eventually he just wanted to branch out or something. Like I hope we get like a good, I don't know, maybe 30, 45 minutes of storytelling of him in the Jackson 5.
yeah. Talking about
That'd
like
be nice.
the abuse his dad and all that stuff had. Like that's the thing.
Hmm.
I hope, and it's in the times that he's not like doing the thing, being the pop star that he was, that they touch up on the serious stuff that he went through.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm excited for this. It looks pretty good. The
This looks
music
really
had
good.
me moving though. The music had me moving. They picked a good one.
Hmm.
They picked a good that going to be starting something. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. Yes, it should have been done. So approved by the Michael Jackson fan
That's right.
or
That's right. Improved. 10 out of 10.
all right.
Trailer
Stamp
alone
it,
looks good.
bag it. It said coming soon. It didn't say when for some reason. I don't know what's
I
that.
thought I read summer June or something like that. Like early 2026.
Okay, so not this year, next year.
Yeah. I know I was upset when they were like, "Oh, it's gonna be fucking it was gonna be in October." And then they were like, "Oh no, actually, we're moving it."
Actually, we're gonna go ahead and move it now. But yeah,
April,
I'm.
April 24th,
Oh, okay. And then it might be a second part as well,
potentially.
which I don't know why they're not. I don't know why they're not making a decision about that sooner than later. It seems like they're waiting for something, but I wonder what they're waiting for. If this movie was supposed to be made for a two-part, like, and if it was intended for a two-parter, are they just gonna try to see if they can condense it depending on what the demand is for this
Yeah,
movie?
I think they'll see how much this one does, and after that, gauge how much story there is to tell. Because if they don't, then it just ends with him being the pop star that he was and the music that he left or whatever. But I think they're leaving the back door open to touch into the second half of his life. I would think. I would.
That's what I'm hoping for too. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm excited. I see that you're excited. I can't wait for us to kind of talk about this movie when it's released. Hopefully we do get a two-parter so it's not feeling so like rushed throughout this film, because I know a lot of it's hard to fit like what 30, 40 years of somebody's life in like an hour and a half. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? We got to be able to kind of branch that apart. I think that was kind of like my downside when it came to that Straight Outta Compton one as well. And saying with Tupac's, it kind of felt like the All Eyes on Me. It kind of felt like it kind of made full circle, but the Straight Outta Compton one felt like there was a lot of storylines to kind of go through and not enough time. It would have been cool if like they would have had like some spin-offs for every single one of them,
yeah.
but something like this one, I'm hoping that it really knocks it out the park. Can't wait. Can't
It
wait.
does look really
Check
good.
out the Michael trailer. It's on YouTube right now. Let us know what you guys think. But with that being said, that's gonna wrap up our first episode back. First episode on Zoom. As always, go ahead and follow us, hit the like button, do all that good stuff. Any topics that we should be talking about, any movies, TV series that you want us to review. If you want us to get on that Stranger Things train, obviously we're gonna try to get on that one as well as soon as possible. Josh, let them know where they can talk to us, do all that good stuff.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at FIlmBros Podcast. Post episodes are up. You can hit us up there for any news or movies you want us to cover. Buzzsprout link in the social I just gave you. It's like a Patreon. You subscribe, you help the show grow. We really appreciate it. Listen to us anywhere you get your podcast at FIlmBros Podcast, Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts. Again, wherever you get your podcast. Part of the conversation. Twitch at FIlmBros Podcast. Maybe now that we have our cameras up, we can do that now. And subscribe to our YouTube at FIlmBros Podcast.
Yes, and with that being said, we will talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.
Okay. And then before you go, I stopped the recording.